Hey, it's John and Justin here for Developer Day number 21. On Wednesday, we submitted our addendum, I guess you could say, to the Roots Tech Developer Challenge. They gave us another week and a half, so we're going to show you some of the same things we showed them.
So what we have now working is the Google Chrome extension with shapes and Finder record. And this is really exciting, get some really neat stuff. So we're going to show you an example here of Jose Isabel, born in New Mexico. So we click, we want a birth record for him, takes us over to Finder record and does a search. Notice it's searching on the borders of New Mexico instead of a circle as it was before, or a little radius. So we're searching all of New Mexico, and if we hover over this, the results are actually tagged and stored with the borders of New Mexico as well. So we can click on this one, and this takes us over to search the collection page in Family Search, digital collection, fills in the form, fires off a search automatically, and takes us over here to some search results. And here is Jose Isabel in the birth of a son, actually. We don't know if that's really him because we're not familiar with the family, but it's got the same name, the data matches from what we can tell, the spouse and everything. So that's the ideal experience that we're going towards. So we're really excited that we can see it now, and we're just working on getting some data in there.
Yeah. You'll notice that we actually had Texas come back down here, and you would think that no, it shouldn't actually return because they don't overlap. But in 1845, that's what Texas looked like. It's big, bigger than it is now. So we're not only mapping and mapping collections to the actual states, we're mapping to the historical boundaries of those states so that we return the correct search results for the year ranges we're seeing. Some other things we've been doing on the OPD front is we have an SDK now. We're actually using it internally for several things, and so we went ahead and put it up on NPM, like good little JavaScript developers. It's just here, OPD-SDK. We have all the documentation, validation, gets, multis, saves, and we actually use a lot of this internally to do all of our updating and importing. Speaking of which, we are working on a utils library that we're going to be releasing soon that'll include things like easy place creation, kind of change place creation, so you can add some names, add a GeoJSON, add a source, and just call save.
Which is really useful when importing data sets, the script, the transformation from your original data to OPD data. That's what this is mostly used for.
Yeah. We have some other scripts for updating places, importing. Our snapshot script that we run every Friday is there. Just some notes about ogre and transformations and things. So it's kind of just a general utility library, our utility build that we use. Hoping to make that available next week sometime.
Yeah, so we've really enjoyed this week doing some programming and less designing than we have in the past. Yeah. And a quick shout out to Bob Corritt, who was one of the few people that actually watched these videos, who last week, remember we talked about OPD and installing it, and he actually had it installed before the end of the day before we left, running, and over the weekend imported some data into his own instance from the Netherlands. So that was really gratifying. Thanks, Bob. And thank you guys for watching. This has been Developer Day 21. See you next week.